You know what most people never realize? Your name isn't just what people call you. It's not just letters your parents chose because they sounded nice. Your name is a spiritual code, a divine frequency that was encoded into your identity before you even took your first breath. And I'm going to show you exactly how to decode it to reveal your personal wealth path. I'm Rabbi Jacob, and for the past 37 years, I've been studying the deepest mysteries of the Kabbalah, the Talmud, and the ancient numerical systems that our sages used to understand the very fabric of reality. I come from 7 generations of rabbis. My grandfather was a Kabbalistic master in Jerusalem. My great-grandfather studied under some of the most secretive mystics in Eastern Europe. And what I'm about to share with you today is something that's been passed down in whispers, in private study rooms, behind closed doors, because this knowledge is so powerful that it can literally rearrange the financial trajectory of your entire life. By the end of this video, you're going to know the exact number hidden in your name, what it means for your wealth destiny, and the specific actions you need to take based on that number to unlock financial flow that's been blocked your entire life. I'm going to walk you through the ancient calculation system step by step. You'll do it with me, right now, with your own name. And what you discover might shock you, because most people have been living completely out of alignment with their name's energy, and that's exactly why money has been so hard, so exhausting, so elusive. The secret I'm going to share toward the end about what to do once you know your number is so specific and so potent that I've seen people experience financial breakthroughs within 72 hours. I'm talking unexpected checks, sudden opportunities, debts forgiven, contracts signed. But here's the thing. Most people will never learn this because they think numerology is superstition or New Age nonsense. They don't realize that Jewish sages were using gematria, the science of numbers and letters, 3,000 years before anyone else even understood that numbers carry spiritual weight. This isn't fortune-telling. This is divine mathematics. This is how the Creator structured reality itself. So if you're someone who's been working hard, doing everything right, but money still feels like a struggle, pay very close attention. Because the problem isn't your effort. The problem is you've been operating under the wrong frequency. You've been vibrating at a number that isn't yours. And today, that ends. Let me take you back to when I first learned this. I was 28 years old. I had just gotten married. I was trying to build a life, support my new family, and I was doing what everyone told me to do. I went to university, got a respectable job, worked long hours. But no matter how hard I worked, I was always behind, always scrambling, bills piling up, stress crushing me. I remember sitting in my tiny apartment one night, staring at my bank account, wondering what I was doing wrong. That year, right after Yom Kippur, my grandfather invited me to his study. I need to stop here for a moment. What I'm about to share changed my life, and it's already changing thousands of others. I've put everything into the Jewish Money Code, 3 complete books with all the rituals, prayers, and ancient principles that wealthy Jewish families have protected for generations. This isn't just a video. This is the beginning. If you want the complete system, the link is in the description and pinned in the first comment. He was in his 80s then, and he didn't waste time on small talk. He pulled out an old leather journal, the kind with yellowed pages and handwritten notes in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Yiddish. He said to me, "Yaakov, you're struggling because you don't know your number. You're living someone else's path." I had no idea what he meant. He opened the journal and showed me charts, tables, ancient formulas. He said, "Every letter in the Hebrew alphabet has a numerical value. Every name is a code. The sages knew this. They used it to understand a person's soul mission, their challenges, their gifts, and yes, their wealth path." He took my Hebrew name, Yaakov ben Moshe, and he calculated it right there in front of me. He added the values, reduced them, cross-referenced them with Kabbalistic principles I'd never even heard of. And then he looked at me and said, Your number is 5. You're a communicator, a connector, a merchant of ideas. But you've been trying to build wealth like a 9, through discipline and structure. That's why it's not working. You need to align with your 5 energy. Then he gave me specific instructions. Practices tied to the number 5. Times to act. Words to speak. Ways to position myself in the marketplace. I followed his instructions exactly. Within 3 weeks, I was offered a partnership in a business I didn't even apply for. Within 6 months, my income tripled. Within 2 years, I had financial stability I never thought possible. And it wasn't luck. It wasn't coincidence. It was alignment. I had finally stepped into the frequency my name had been calling me toward my entire life. That's when I knew this wasn't just family tradition. This was a universal spiritual law that had been hidden in plain sight for millennia. Everything the ancient rabbis taught was encoded. The Torah itself is written in a numerical structure. Every word, every letter, every space has meaning. The Talmud teaches that before you were born, your soul was given a name, and that name contains your mission, your challenges, and your blessings. It's not random, it's divine architecture. And if you learn to read it, you unlock a map that's been sitting in front of you your whole life. Now, I want you to write something in the comments right now. Just type, "I am ready to know my number." That's it. Because what I'm about to teach you requires participation. This isn't passive entertainment. You're about to engage with a 3,000-year-old system that has guided some of the wealthiest, wisest, most resilient people in history. So go ahead, type it. I am ready to know my number. I know exactly what you're going through right now. You wake up every day and you work. I have to pause here because thousands of you have already downloaded the Jewish Money Code collection, and the messages I'm receiving are incredible. People paying off debt, attracting unexpected money, finally breaking the cycle of poverty. These 3 books contain everything: the rituals, the prayers, the mindset shifts, the daily practices, the complete system. The link is waiting for you in the description. Every day you wait is another day stuck in the same patterns. Now, let me share the most powerful secret. You hustle. You try to do the right things. You budget, you save, you invest, you read the books, you follow the advice. But it feels like you're pushing a boulder up a mountain. Every time you get a little bit ahead, something happens. An emergency, an unexpected expense, a setback, and you're back where you started, or worse. You look around and see people who seem to have it easier, people who aren't working as hard as you, but somehow money flows to them, and you wonder, what am I missing? What do they know that I don't? I know because I've sat across from thousands of people just like you. People who are smart, capable, hard-working, and absolutely exhausted. And the frustration in their eyes is always the same. They feel like they're doing everything they're supposed to do, but the results just aren't there. And here's what I tell them. It's not your fault. You've been lied to. You've been told that wealth is about working harder. So you work harder and you burn out. You've been told it's about having the right skills, so you get more degrees, more certifications, and you're still broke. You've been told it's about mindset, so you repeat affirmations in the mirror every morning and nothing changes. And the reason none of that works long term is because you're trying to build wealth from the outside in. You're treating it like a physical problem when it's actually a spiritual one. The Talmud teaches in Pirkei Avot, "Who is rich? One who is satisfied with their portion." But that doesn't mean settle for poverty. It means understand your unique portion, your unique path, your unique frequency. The ancient rabbis understood that every soul has a different assignment, a different gift, a different way that abundance flows to them. Trying to build wealth using someone else's method is like trying to wear someone else's shoes. It might work for a little while, but eventually you're going to hurt yourself. Jewish people have survived expulsions, pogroms, genocides, and we've rebuilt wealth over and over again, not because we work harder than everyone else, but because we've preserved ancient wisdom that most of the world has forgotten. One of those pieces of wisdom is this: your name is your spiritual blueprint. The numerical value of your name reveals the energetic path you're meant to walk. When you align with that path, resources flow. When you fight against it, everything is a struggle. I've studied Kabbalah for 37 years. I've pored over texts that most people will never see. I've learned from masters who would never teach this publicly. And what I've discovered is that the Creator embedded a divine operating system into creation itself, and numbers are the language of that system. The sages called it gematria. Every Hebrew letter corresponds to a number. Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, Gimel is 3, and so on. When you add up the numerical value of a word or a name, you get a code that reveals spiritual truths. This isn't abstract philosophy. This is how the universe works. It's how energy moves. It's how blessing flows. And the Jewish people have understood this for 3,000 years. That's why we've been able to thrive in every culture, every economy, every era. Because we're not just reacting to circumstances. We're aligning with spiritual laws that don't change. Everything I am teaching you in this video is only the beginning. If you are serious about applying these ancient Jewish wealth principles to your life, I wrote a book called The Ancient Wealth Code. It contains the complete system, all 10 principles that Jewish families have used for 3,000 years to build, protect, and pass down wealth from generation to generation. This is not theory. This is the exact playbook. It is available right now in the description below and pinned in the first comment. Go get your copy today, because knowledge without action is worthless. Now, I've personally witnessed transformations that most people would call miracles, but I call them alignment. I've seen a single mother calculate her name number, discover she was a 7, a spiritual teacher and healer, and within 2 months, she launched a coaching business that replaced her income. I've seen a man in his 50s who'd been stuck in middle management his whole life discover he was a 3, a creator and communicator, and he started a YouTube channel that now generates 6 figures a year. I've seen young people drowning in debt find out they were 8s, natural leaders and organizers, and they restructured their entire financial lives and became debt-free in under a year. All of them followed the same process I'm about to teach you. They calculated their number, they understood what it meant, and they took specific aligned action. That's it. No magic tricks, no get-rich-quick schemes, just ancient wisdom applied to modern life. So let's get into it. I'm going to teach you how to calculate your wealth number using the gematria system that Kabbalists have used for thousands of years. This is the same system the sages used to decode the Torah, to understand prophecy, to make decisions that shaped history. And now you're going to use it to understand your own financial destiny. First, you need to understand why this specific system works. In Kabbalah, we teach that everything in creation is made of energy, and every energy has a frequency. Numbers are the purest expression of frequency. When God created the world, he did it through letters and numbers. The book of Sefer Yetzirah, one of the oldest Kabbalistic texts, teaches that the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet are the building blocks of all reality. Each letter is a channel for divine energy. Each letter has a number. And when you combine letters into a name, you create a unique energetic signature. Your name isn't arbitrary. Even if your parents didn't know Hebrew, even if they're not Jewish, the name they gave you was guided. The Talmud teaches that parents receive a minor prophecy when naming their child. The soul whispers its name into the parent's heart. So whatever name you have, in whatever language, it's connected to your soul's mission. And when we convert it into its numerical value, we reveal the spiritual blueprint. Now here's what makes this different from every other numerology system you might have seen. Most systems are surface level. They give you a number and a generic personality description. This system is different. It's rooted in 3,000 years of spiritual tradition. It's connected to the Torah, the Talmud, the Zohar. It doesn't just tell you who you are. It tells you how to move, how to act, how to position yourself in the world so that divine abundance can reach you. The ancient rabbis tested this. They lived it. They documented it. And they passed it down through generations because it works. I'm not inventing anything here. I'm simply the messenger. I'm giving you access to a system that's been proven across centuries, across cultures, across every economic condition imaginable. Here's the foundation from the Talmud. Mazal is not fixed. Mazal means destiny, fortune, luck. And the rabbis taught that even though you're born with a certain mazal, you can shift it through alignment with divine will. Your name number is part of your mazal. It's part of your spiritual DNA. But when you know it, when you understand it, when you work with it instead of against it, you can shift your entire financial reality. You're not a victim of fate. You're a co-creator. And the first step in co-creation is knowing the tools you were given. Your name is one of those tools. Let's unlock it. Now, I'm going to walk you through the exact process to calculate your wealth number. I want you to do this with me right now. Get a piece of paper or open the Notes app on your phone. Write down your full first name, the name you use most, the name people call you. If you have a Hebrew name and you use it regularly, use that. If not, use your English name or whatever language your name is in. Here's the Hebrew gematria chart. Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, Gimel is 3, Dalet is 4, Hey is 5, Vav is 6, Zayin is 7, Chet is 8, Tet is 9, Yud is 10, Kaf is 20, Lamed is 30, Mem is 40, Nun is 50, Samek is 60, Ayin is 70, Pei is 80, Tzadi is 90, Kuf is 100, Resh is 200, Shin is 300, Tav is 400. But most of you don't have Hebrew names, so I'm going to give you the conversion system for English letters that Kabbalists use when working with non-Hebrew names. This is based on the phonetic and energetic equivalents. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5, F is 6, G is 7, H is 8, I is 9, J is 10, K is 20, L is 30, M is 40, N is 50, O is 60, P is 70, Q is 80, R is 90, S is 100, T is 200, U is 300, V is 400, W is 500, X is 600, Y is 700, Z is 800. Now take your name and convert each letter to its number. Let's say your name is David. D is 4, A is 1,